don't like it, and you don't want to be in that thing you don't like for
and
5
fall
years.
into depression.
Yeah, for 5 years, and your health will be on it.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about care visa or any other visa, anyone you take. If you don't like it, you will get home and be pressuring your husband or your spouse.
Yeah.
If you are single, please go for post-study.
Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Tolubaker. That's Baker Babe, of course. To my old subscribers, you're welcome. To the new ones, I love you all. And on this channel, we talk about faith, we talk about motherhood, lifestyle, everything in between. You know how it goes. I have someone very special to me, close to my heart. You know, you should already know who it is. Temini Kombukola of her. She's also a YouTuber. One of the person who puts me through this course, and you know, and I have not been disappointing her so far. So I'm happy to have my very own sister. We meet you.
My name is Bukola. Bukola. Before I say to my own subscribers, thank you for having me. My name is Bukola Italume. I used to be a student, but I'm no more a student now. I'm a mom of 3 boys.
Yeah.
I reside in Hall, and Tolu is my baby.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. So today, I've actually spoken with her. Like, please, you just have to grace my channel today, just so that I can answer one of the burning questions some of my subscribers has kept on asking me, the advantages and disadvantages of post-studied visa permits. You know, she's currently on that with her family. Please guys, remember to like, remember to share this video, you know, and give it a thumbs up. And I'll also be putting a YouTube link in the description. Please do well to follow her. So Temini Kombukola, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much. I want us to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of post-study visa. You know how it's going currently in the UK. Once students are almost done with their program, they get pressured. Should I go for the post-study visa? Should I go for the COS, certificate of sponsorship? I just want you to shed more light. Give us your experience. Pour it all out, you know. So just briefly, what's post-study visa?
Okay, post-study visa is post-study work visa, PSW. Is also known as graduate visa. That after finishing your MSc, you can decide to take a post-study visa, which is a 2 years visa after your studies, or after you've taken a PhD, you can decide to take a 3 years post-study visa.
Please, can you briefly tell the advantage that you've actually enjoyed so far?
Yeah, one of the advantage of post-study visa is allowing you to buy time. It's allow you not to be pressured.
Okay.
And
pressured
in terms of I want to get a work, I want to get a sponsorship visa, I want to get but when you take a post-study visa, you actually weigh your options. You look at, should I go for something in this field or not? Should I look for another small courses to join to get better experience? Instead of taking the work visa, you can actually use that to buy time. And another advantage is that if you have the money, because the disadvantage is also there. Disadvantage, one of them is not having the money. And but if you have the money, or you are single, I think, and you want to, if you have the money and you are single, and you want to go for something in your field, I think you should go for post-study visa. Reason that you are a career person, you are career driven. You don't want to do something you don't like. You want to do something you really have passion for. And although some people will say it's not about passion, it's about something that will make you stay in the country. But anyway, it depends on you. It's a personal decision. If you want to, please go for the work visa. If you don't want to, you can test the post-study. Post-study will also make you to have some job experience. Even though it might not be in your field, you might have some job experience that will align you to what you want to do later. Like I started with customer service, that was not my field. But on the long run, I switched to what I want to do, and by God grace, I've gotten something in my field. So but the good thing is that I was not under pressure while trying to get something in my field. I took my time. I did a lot of background work to see, okay, what did they really need in that field. Normally when you graduate from September, you have like 4 months. That 4 months is actually not enough to do or to venture into it,
because I know even your results from school might not be out as at then.
Yes, and you really want to get something, but when it's getting to December and you're not getting something, you are under pressure, and the pressure is always high. For talking from experience, it's always high pressure, because at that point you are now like, anyone that comes in, let me just take it, and you might not like it. And you don't want to be in that thing you don't like for 5 years.
Fall into depression.
For 5 years, and your health will be on it. I'm not talking about care visa or anyhow visa, anyone you take. If you don't like it, you will get home and be pressuring your husband or your spouse. If you are single, please go for post-study. If you have not seen something to do in work visa, go for it, because it's really cheap. But if you're a family, if you weigh the option, if you look at the price, if it's not too expensive for you, go for it. Within that 2 years, use it to buy time and get more experience, then go for something you love.
Well, on the post-study visa, have you been able to network with people?
Yeah, that's something post-study will also make you do. Post-study will make you to go beyond your limits sometimes, because sometimes you can get frustrated, because on post-study visa you are still going to get that. You can get frustrated. But it will make you to network and talk to people in different fields and go for job career fairs and the like. But if you're already tied to something else which you might not like, you might not be able to really go for these job fairs or go for, because there's actually nothing holding you back on post-study.
Okay, Bukola, you've said well. So can you just briefly tell us the disadvantage as well?
Okay, one of the disadvantages is money. We've talked about that, and we can't really overemphasize it. It's money.
When you applied for yours, in a sum, how much did you actually?
We applied,
for your family of 4, right?
Yeah, we applied in 2022 for family of 4. We spent roughly 7,600. That's like 8,000 pounds.
Wow.
For it as at 2022.
Wow.
As of now, there's been an increase. When I did my own, was around 1,009 for myself and my spouse, while the children were like 1,617. So for now, there's been an increase of like I think it's not all it's like
200.
Yes, like 200%.
So roughly, presently, a family of 4 should be looking at 10,000 pounds plus or minus. Up to that, like maybe 9,000. Okay.
9,000.
So on this visa, have you been able to travel out of the country? Can you travel on this visa, like travel out, go on vacations?
Yeah, you can.
Probably Nigeria as well.
You can travel to anywhere you want to.
With your family and children.
Yeah. I've not traveled because I had a baby and I've not really traveled out. But you can actually travel anywhere. There's no restriction on the visa. Should I shock you? Most people that I know on post-study are presently venturing into business. They're looking at business they love to do. And on the long run, they might end up sponsoring themselves, which is a very good advantage, instead of you pursuing something you don't like.
Love. Okay. And I would like to ask again, can you study on this visa?
You can't go to school in terms of MSc or BSc, but you can do some courses, some online courses. You can also do some college courses.
Actually, just tell us briefly the eligibility, how eligible you can be for the visa.
For you to have a post-study visa, you must have completed your studies, and your school must be able to say that you have actually completed your study and you have passed.
So you must
complete and pass. Yeah.
Wow.
You must complete and pass, and that's a major criteria. And then your school will send you a mail to say that you have now completed your studies. You can now apply for the graduate visa.
So usually we have 4 months to the end of each visa. Like, in how many months can you apply before the end of the visa?
Most time it's your school that will actually give you the go ahead.
The
So
go-ahead.
anytime your school send you the mail, but most time it used to be around November for September intake.
Okay.
So around November they're going to get a mail from school saying
Okay.
that is like 3 months or 2 months to their visa expires.
Okay. And thank you, Bukola. So far, you've really actually gave us in-depth insight into this. And I said earlier on, I'll be adding the link, the YouTube link. She had a detailed video on how she applied for her own post-study visa. I'll be adding the link in the description.
Yeah.
Do well to click on that link and watch, So can you tell us again, Bukola, the financial requirements and documents?
For the documents you need is majorly your CAS. The CAS that you use when you're a student visa. They're going, your school is going to mail you with using of this CAS, which is the same CAS you use. Then you need your international passport.
Okay.
You need your valid international passport.
Okay.
So if your passport is going to expire in 1 or 2 months time, make sure you apply before it expires. It will still go through.
Okay.
Then you need your BRP, because this time around you won't be doing biometric like you did in Nigeria, like going for biometric. You are going to be using your iPhone to do the biometric, and so you don't need to go to a center, but you go for center for children. For every children, you go to center for them, because they're going to do facials and the like for the children. Then what else do you need? Then you need your money to pay.
And obviously this post-study visa, it's not renewable.
No, you can't renew it. It's just once.
It's just once.
Yeah. If you are taking a work visa already and you don't like the work visa and you're thinking, let me switch back to graduate visa, you cannot do that.
Whoa.
You cannot. So you
you
have
don't
to choose
enter.
it. Yeah, if you have entered, you have entered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. And again, can you bring dependents on this visa?
No, you cannot bring dependents on the post-study visa. So you have to, the person must have been your dependent before you became before you finish your student visa. But what people do is immediately you enter the post-study and you feel like you want to bring in somebody, you would have to switch to a work visa, but your money is gone. You have wasted some money for the work for the post-study, then you switch. But so most time people try to use their 2 years complete, because it's another money you have to pay, except you've got something that's you don't care about the money, let the money just go. But for me, like a family of 4, family of 5 now, I would have to look at the option very well before. I know I'm looking for sponsorship, but trying to get the sponsorship, I have to pay another money. So it's better I use my time well. I use my time well.
Wow. Thank you, Bukola. I'm so glad you've actually
there's
poured
another disadvantage is that while on the post-study, you are trying to get a sponsorship job.
Okay, so when you're on the post-study, you can actually work towards getting a sponsorship job.
Yes, although you are not being pressured, but at some point, we are human. You start feeling like, see my friends, they're already having sponsorship. We are human. It sometimes gets to you. Sometimes it gets to me. Not all the time, but sometimes when it gets to me, I have my spouse always tell me, babe, you have a focus.
You have where you are going to, the goal, the end goal.
Yes, and another disadvantage is that it doesn't count towards the 5 years route. It counts towards the 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
Can you briefly share that 10-year route? Because people get confused a lot about that.
The 5 years route is for you to get your ILR, that's your indefinite leave to remain. That you need to have worked for 5 years. So although there are some other visa that you can use 3 years to get your ILR. I think the scale up visa. Yeah, you can use to get your 3 years ILR. So if you, for this graduate visa, the 2 years you have used does not count towards that 5 years of you getting your ILR. You have to, after the 2 years, get a job for 5 years. That's 7 years already. Then within that 7 years, you have to still do, maybe you want to go back to school or do something else within the 3 years. So that's a long year. Although if you now want to collect your ILR with just the 5 years you have used with work visa, then you can go ahead.
So now, can you explain, as a family of 4 now, probably you've actually done a 2-year master's, you go for a post-study, that's 4 years. Can the dependents switch back to a master's, 2-year master's, that's 7 years? Then have another post-study?
No, you cannot have another post-study.
So the dependent cannot have another
He
post-study?
has already enjoyed the post-study.
Whoa,
You can only have post-study once, even
whoa.
as a dependent.
Wow.
Yes, you
Wow.
can only have post-study one because
Wow.
you were on that visa before. What you can do is after the 2 years course,
Go
you
for
do your
post-study.
2 years you do after your 2 years course, MSc, you do a PhD.
Okay, that's 3
That's
years.
3 years. That's 5 years.
Yeah, that's
then
5
you
years.
do your
3 years.
3 years post-study on
That's
PhD.
80. Yeah, that's 8 years.
Yes, then you
okay.
can now
Then husband
then
can
husband can do another job.
2 years. 2 years masters.
Or after you do your own MSc, 2 years, your husband do 2 years MSc.
That's
then
4
you
years.
do one of you do a PhD. Then you go for 3 years.
Wow.
You have completed the 7 years already.
Yeah, that's good. So is there any restriction on whatever job you might be on during post-study visa?
There's no restriction. You
There's
can
no
do any job.
So you can do unlimited hours as
You
well?
can do business. You can do any job. Nothing is holding you. I have a
Wow.
lot of people on post-study
So
that
probably
does
if I'm on
business
post-study, my husband can do a business. Have a registered business.
Yes, but yes, you too can, because there's nothing holding you. There's
Okay.
no restriction because you're not a student. You're a graduate. You can
Okay.
actually say, I want to start my own business as a
Okay,
student.
okay.
But if you're on a work visa, you cannot.
can't.
That's
You
that's
can't.
another disadvantage compared
Okay.
to work visa. You
Okay.
cannot have a business on a work visa.
That's a lot, guys, and I hope you've been enjoying all the while. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up. Remember to like. Remember to share
Please.
to students around you. Comment. Leave a comment. And Bukola, finally, before we go, please just give us a general advice on this particular type of visa. Just general.
One of the advice I will give you is allow God lead you. Don't do it because others are doing it. Yeah, allow God lead you. Make sure that you're having that leading and that peace of mind while doing it. And do you too.
Yeah.
Do you don't do it because others are doing it. Yeah, do you and make use of that time. Make use of if it is courses you're going to do.
You want to transition into a
tech
career
or something. Try and make use of the time, because seriously, the time goes and tick up in seconds.
Yeah, in seconds.
It's gone.
Yeah.
For me now, my 1 year is already ending. Like by January, it's 1 year
Time
already.
flies.
It's 1 year already. So you really need to make use of that time and just maximize the time and allow God see you through.
See you through.
And sometimes, some of the things my spouse used to say is, the money you spend for post-study, you will definitely recover it back if you
strategically position
you
yourself.
recover it back. Even as a family of 5 or 6 or 7, if you later get a job that's going to pay you like £70,000 in a year, that money you
And
spend
there's
on
no
post-study
even
is
how,
actually going.
looking at it, there's no even how you go on a post-study visa. You position yourself strategically, either as the main applicant or the dependent, or both husband and wife position themselves in a good career transition, and you go for the boot camp or whatever, things that are going on now, and you have it all sorted out. You optimize your LinkedIn and do all of that in no time. I bet they will be actually catching out in a good job.
Yes. So don't look at the money too sometimes. But if you can't get the money, fine. If you can't, that's good. But if you can get the money, definitely you are going to recover the money back if you strategize well and God on your side.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you.
I'm always delighted to have you on my channel.
Yeah, we are happy to be here.
Please, guys, remember to follow Temini Kombukola. As I said earlier on. Until next time, guys. Bye.